You know, I'm glad I didn't make a first impressions for this anime because I would have been completely wrong. Well, I wouldn't have been completely wrong, I would have just been mostly wrong. And the most accurate thing I would have said would be predicting that there wouldn't be a single man in the entire anime. I actually made a tweet about it when I started watching this anime, like, wouldn't it be extremely hilarious if all the men in the anime would just never actually showed up, they were just hidden in shadows. And I was right. And from what I can tell, that seems to be the same case in the manga too, though I don't know, I haven't read it yet, although I probably will start. In the Heart of Kunoichi Tsubaki follows a kunoichi named Tsubaki, who lives in a village of girls where they are taught that men are extremely dangerous and scary and all that stuff. But despite the fact that Tsubaki is basically a leader among her group, she's also a bit rebellious because she's old enough that she's starting to get curious about men. And as I was watching that, I was thinking, are they really gonna stretch this into a 12-episode anime? And they weren't, because this anime kind of tricked me. It's not really about that, though there are sections about it, but it's mostly a cute girls doing cute things anime, specifically ninja things. Yeah, I'm a bit embarrassed to say how many episodes I got into the show without actually figuring that out. Now, how good is it as a cute girls doing cute things anime? I don't know, this is the first one I've ever watched. I like the ninja stuff, but that's kind of it. Now, the thing that really struck me the most about this anime wasn't the story, even though that's probably usually what I'd say on this channel. It was actually the character designs. As I looked out to the sea of girls, I was thinking, wow, there's a lot of variety in the character designs. I mean, sure, they kind of all have the same face, but their clothes are all very unique and have clearly had some thought put into it. And to go with those designs, they all have personalities. Are they the deepest personalities I've ever seen? Not particularly, but there's just something about just how varied the clothing and personalities are, because I've seen ensemble type casts, but never ones that are as variedly designed as this. They don't have a uniform, they all just seem to be willing to throw up whatever Japanese clothes they put on. And they don't have the deepest personalities, but they do have enough that a few of them can carry half of an episode. And the stakes really aren't that big. It's usually things like trying to be a better ninja leader or trying to convince your friend to do things. I guess what I'd expect from a cute girls doing cute things anime. Honestly, the character design is probably one of my favorite aspects of the show. Now, I've seen people describe the characters as sexy, which, I don't know, maybe they're attracted to giant foreheads or something. The character design is one of my favorite aspects, and I think one of the best payoffs regarding that is actually in the final fight in the final episode, where we see all the characters we've watched so far have to deal with this single massive threat. I'm not going to spoil for those who haven't watched it yet, but they have to deal with this single massive threat, and we see all these characters that we've gotten to know over the course of the show and how they deal, or more commonly than not, fail to deal with the issue. And I know it feels a bit rewarding for paying attention. I didn't really know most of their names, but I knew their designs. And speaking of final fights, there are a few fights in the show that I would actually classify as pretty well animated and, would I say, well choreographed, kind of. They're very few and far between. Fight scenes are definitely not what you should come to this anime for, but as a Naruto fan, I found myself enjoying the ninja references and the ninja aspects of the battle. Who knows, maybe I'll put Tsubaki up against Sakura in my other channel. That could be fun. As for the overarching plot, it's very casual. I think it's very clear that even though Tsubaki's main conflict is clearly her band curiosity about men and the whole idea of getting to know them, we're clearly not in a real hurry to actually deal with that. This is clearly primarily about watching the girls go about their day doing ninja stuff and, I guess, interacting. And then the whole men thing is kind of like a through line of comedy, and that could probably be stretched out for 200 chapters before actually having to deal with anything. I think it'd just be a lot funnier the longer the story can go without actually introducing a male character. Like, that'd just be great. The funny thing is, when I see people talk about this anime, they usually refer to it as the gay anime or the lesbian ninja anime or things like that. And like, not particularly. I mean, there's about as much homoerotic interactions you'd expect from a show that's entirely about girls that came out of Japan. But the show itself doesn't really have that much acknowledgement of homosexuality, at least in the text, which I suppose is a bit understandable. It's already having a hard enough time explaining the concept of heterosexuality to its characters without bringing that up as well. And any more complicated stuff would probably get in the way of watching Tsubaki having to chase her teammates off while they do something stupid. Would I recommend this anime? Yeah, if you want something you can laugh at while taking a break from, say, world-ending shonen plotlines, because it did get a few laughs out of me, which I suppose as a comedy it makes it pretty successful. As for the rest of the story, well, I do plan on starting the manga because I'm kind of curious about what these characters are gonna do next, and I really was hoping that the story does go as long as humanly possible without actually introducing a male character, because it's kind of funny seeing these girls trying to figure out what a man is and the strange conclusions they come about these weird monsters that they don't know. Though I do have questions about some of the assumptions they have, because they do know that there is a class of boys nearby who I guess are being taught the exact same thing about girls. Okay, I changed my mind. I do want to see some male characters. I kind of want to see what the boys camp is like when they're learning the exact same thing. Unless it just be the exact same thing as the girls but with the genders reversed. But those are my thoughts on the anime, so what are yours if you've heard about it, or what are your thoughts in this video? While you're telling me that, hit the like button and subscribe. If not to me, then subscribe to somebody today. They deserve it. Thank you and good day.